Alright, everybody gather round, take a knee. The new season is here, and with every new season comes new loot. Hence why I've gathered you all here today. We're gonna briefly go over what weapons I'm recommending you prioritize in hunting down during Season of the Chosen. This list is gonna have great weapons for both PvP and for PvE. It also has a few old weapons on it too. Why include old weapons? Well, because either it's an old weapon that can drop with new perks, or it's an old weapon that you can finally reacquire if you missed it the first time. Trust me, there's a bunch of bangers on today's list for whatever type of player you are, so let's go ahead and dive right in. Now, usually I like to go in no particular order because I don't want to give off the impression that whatever weapons I list first are absolute top tier and, quote, better than other guns on the list. Today, however, we might be making an exception. Let's kick off list number 1, our weapons to chase down and use for PvP. The first 2 weapons on the tip top of that list are very easily True Prophecy and FELWINTER'S Lie. First, True Prophecy. If you stepped into PvP for more than 2 minutes in Season 12, it's no surprise 120 RPM hand cannons are damn good. They can 2-head one body with ease, and they have wild scout-like range. True Prophecy is a monster hand cannon and has access to perks like Rangefinder, Opening Shot, Explosive Payload, and more importantly, Rampage. With Rampage, True Prof becomes a 2-tapping machine, much easier to ramp up than Steady Hand with Swashbuckler. With a somewhat limited perk pool, odds are high that you're gonna get a good roll on any True Prof you get to drop. After a whole season of not being able to get the Prophecy, I've got good news. You can get one right now, and it's the easiest thing in the world. Just go to Banshee, turn in a bunch of Gunsmith mats, and there's a chance that the engram he gives you will contain True Prophecy. It's a very straightforward method of getting your hands on one of the strongest PvP guns in the current meta. So if you don't have one, stop what you're doing and go to Banshee right now. And the peanut butter to Prophecy's jelly, FELWINTER'S Lie. You probably already know this by now, but if you don't, it's worth repeating for newer players. FELWINTER is a god-tier energy shotgun. It has a static roll and is consistently in the top weapons used in trials for how dummy good it is. Because it's energy, you can pair it together with the Prophecy for a combo that was literally unobtainable in Season 12, unless you'd already gotten the guns before. Bungie recognized that not giving players access to one of the most meta-defining weapons of all time was probably a bad idea, so right now in Season 13, you can get FELWINTER from the exotic kiosk at the tower under the Legacy Gear icon. Alright, now that we've covered the 2 main weapons to chase after for PvP, let's go over a few more. If you're not a fan of True Prophecy for some reason and want other hand cannons to fiddle with, I got you. Steady Hand is another 120 RPM hand cannon with a variety of good neutral game weapon perks and great base stats. You can get it in Iron Banner, and as a reminder, the first banner of Season 13 drops on February 23rd, mark your calendar. Outside of that, there's 2 brand new 120 RPM hand cannons you should be chasing this season, and both of them are energy weapons. The first is the Bottom Dollar, a hand cannon that drops randomly from playing Gambit. Bottom Dollar has an insanely deep perk pool, 12 perks in both Column 3 and Column 4. While that does mean that the odds of getting exactly what you want are kinda low, a lot of these perks are killer and could make an easy god tier hand cannon for PvP. Surplus, Killing Wind, Rapid Hit, Quick Draw, Slide Shot, Rampage, Wellspring, Multi-Kill Clip, Eye of the Storm, Demolitionist, Explosive Payload, Opening Shot, tons of great options that can fall right into your lap. I gotta tell you, I want this gun so badly that I'm even desperate enough to play Gambit. Oh, I know, rough entry fee on that one, but if you can get this gun to drop even one time, the reward will probably be well worth it. The other new 120 RPM hand cannon is Igneous Hammer. Bad news for some of you here who don't like the game mode. Looks like the only way you can get this gun is by playing Trials. I know, the meta has been completely dominated by Ice and other crazy ability trash, but if you want the gun, and by looking at the base stats, you do, try to dive in and get it when it is available. More base range than True Prophecy, a near perfect 95 recoil direction, higher default aim assists than True Prophecy, and what's this? ricochet rounds in column 2? You don't say. Igneous Hammer on paper is just disgusting, and expect there to be a mad rush when it becomes one of the featured weapons in trials on any given weekend. Quick draw, killing wind, moving target, rampage, and more. Great options on the table, and because there's such a small perk pool for the weapon, it means that odds are kinda good that you'll get a good roll on yours. If you're looking for a good 140 RPM hand cannon for PvP, hey, we got options there too. The Hawkmoon mission Harbinger is still around for the foreseeable future, and it means you can keep getting random rolled Hawkmoons till your heart's content. And speaking of 140s, just lurking around the corner, the gun that everyone is waiting for the return of, the Palindrome, a D1 favorite brought back for your killing pleasure. If you're watching this video week 1 of Season of the Chosen, you'll notice that Pally ain't here yet. There's a reason for that. The unique Vanguard weapons are on a rotation, meaning that Palindrome will be here for farming at a different week. Keep your eyeballs peeled on each weekly reset to see if Palindrome is the new flavor of the week. It's got plenty to offer: ricochet rounds, quick draw, overflow, killing wind, rangefinder, rampage, and even high-impact reserves. Next up, another Trials weapon you gotta keep your eyes peeled for, the Messenger. This one is gonna be a doozy, a member of the high-impact frame family. It's a pulse rifle that fires slow, but hits really hard. Why should you go for it? Well, it has the ability to drop with a perk that we haven't seen in a damn long while: Desperado. For those unfamiliar, that's the unique weapon perk from Redrix's Broadsword and Claymore from back in the day. Get one headshot kill, reload your weapon, and watch as your rate of fire temporarily goes through the roof, dropping your time to kill to an insane 0.47 seconds, or 1 second flat on an all body shot kill. Like the Igneous Hammer, keep on the lookout for any weekend where the Messenger is up for grabs, especially a low end reward weekend like on 3 wins. I believe in you. The final 2 PvP focused weapons I think you should be chasing for Season 13 are kinda in the same camp: the Blasphemer and the Retold Tale, both shotguns. Now wait a minute, Fallout, you might be saying. Why go for any other shotgun not named the Felwinter, especially after you spent several minutes blowing it right out of the gate? Point taken, but it's worth reminding all you people that we have a new enemy in D2, and its name is Sunsetting. Felwinter's final hurrah is right now. At the end of Season of the Chosen, that gun is getting sunset, meaning, yeah, you can abuse it in quick play all you want, but you won't be able to bring it into Iron Banner or Trials without a big penalty. Because that's the case, we gotta look at new shotties that can step in when Felwinter goes bye-bye. Retold Tale and Blasphemer, while definitely not perfect Felwinter replacements, are pretty good. Blasphemer is a great slug shotty if you're either allergic to Chaperone or if you have some other exotic weapon in the energy slot that would prevent you from rolling with Chaperone. Blasphemer has Assault Mag, Quick Draw, Dual Loader, Opening Shot, Swashbuckler, and Moving Target, all rock solid options for PvP. Retold Tale is a pellet spread shotty with access to Appended Mag, Accurized Rounds, Quick Draw, Slide Shot, Killing Wind, Demolitionist, and Vorpal Weapon. Not the same rolls on the gun you remember? Keep in mind, Bungie refreshed the perk pool on these weapons. If you get a Retold Tale from the Shattered Throne or the Blasphemer from Altar of Sorrow, you'll get the hot new versions of those guns, complete with their updated power cap of 1610, meaning you can use them all the way until the end of Season 17. Before moving on to our PvE weapon list, I want to drop a few honorable mentions. While for me, these aren't top shelf must-haves, I think they'll be able to put in work for sure in PvP. If you're into sidearms, you could try to check out the Brass Attacks, which drops from the new Battleground activity. Likewise, the Far Future Sniper Rifle, also from Battlegrounds. It's got Quick Draw, Opening Shot, and even Wellspring. Confirmed, not bad. If you want a rapid fire frame sniper, the Apostate is available at Altar of Sorrow. Can potentially drop with Quick Draw, Killing Wind, too. Finally, we got the Sleepless Rocket Launcher, which is up for grabs from Shattered Throne. The updated version of the gun can drop with Wellspring, Vorpal, or better yet, Chain Reaction. Could be fun to have in your back pocket for PvP. And with that, let's move on to the list of PvE weapons to go after. There's plenty available, both new and old, for players to get their hands on. Because we kicked off the PvP list with a few very obvious weapon choices, let's do the same for PvE. If you still have not gotten on board the Warmind Cell weapon train in PvE, come on man, it's time. Warmind Cell builds are still crazy good. In PvE, yeah, you might not have all the mods because you're late to the party, I get that, but Banshee's been selling quite a few lately. Every time you go to the tower and see a fresh, new Warmind Cell mod that you don't have, snatch it up, because again, they're really damn strong. All of the 7th Seraph weapons, the sidearm, the auto, the machine gun, the shoddy, Banshee has all of them available as random drops for gunsmith materials. There's pretty much no reason to not have these weapons right now. If you want me to do a deep dive on the Warmind sell stuff because you never got on board to begin with, let me know down in the comment section. Really, I mean it. I want to gauge how many people out there still need that info. Let me know. All right, Warmind weapons aside, Banshee is also still selling first in, last out. Slug shotties are still heavy hitters in PvE, and the Philo is great at helping one-phase Taniks if you're still into that. Assault mag, Vorpal weapon, auto-loading holster baby, that's all you need. Yeah, there are other options there, but that's the go-to role for a lot of people. Whip it out in PvE whenever you need, already loaded, do extra damage to yellow bars. What's not to love? Here's a new one to look out for, the Frozen Orbit Sniper Rifle. You get it as a drop from playing PvP, and it does have good PvP viability. It's an ag frame sniper that can drop with Vorpal weapon, meaning you can use it to easily one-tap even the beefiest roaming supers in the game. But there's kind of a reason I'm putting it here in the PvE list. It has the unique combo of being able to drop with Vorpal weapon and triple tap, making it a great option for big boss damage. On top of that, it's an energy sniper, so if there's ever a strike or nightfall or whatever PvE activity where there's a void burn, your god roll Frozen Orbit is going to be hitting extra hard that day. I'm going to try to grab one and hold it for long range boss shredding, and I think you should too. Next up, we have a new favorite of mine, the Code Duello rocket launcher. Rocket's got a big damage buff in Season 13, an extra 30% damage buff, and it's made rockets a really strong option for PvE. Code Duello comes equipped with classic rocket perks like cluster bombs, but it's really the brand new perk Lasting Impression that you really want to be looking out for. With Lasting Impression, rockets attach on impact and detonate after a delay, with better blast radius and bigger damage. People are already noticing how hard rockets with Lasting Impression can hit. It's already a new god roll perk on the block, and for damn good reason. If you're having trouble getting your Code Duello, you can always try to roll into Altar of Sorrow on any day that Heretic Rocket Launcher is available, which can also roll that perk. Next, we have the Extraordinary Rendition SMG. It's your standard SMG, but it comes with a new perk that a lot of people are talking about: Frenzy. Frenzy is a very vaguely worded perk from Bungie that gives you better damage, handling, and reload on the weapon while you're, quote, in combat. In combat seems to mean shooting and damaging any enemy, but it won't happen immediately. You have to be doing damage for a few seconds before Frenzy turns on. When it is on, though, you have access to a 20% damage output buff. Pair that together with better handling and reload, and the perk does a great job at keeping itself active, provided you're shooting a lot of people. On paper, it's kind of like a legendary version of Huckleberry with a slightly more generous timer. After all, Huckleberry requires kills to get better damage, but Frenzy doesn't, meaning you can keep the perk alive by shooting big, beefy, yellow bar enemies. It's a great perk on a good gun, and you should try to grab one if you can. Swarm definitely deserves a quick mention as well, which is a unique PvE weapon you'll be able to get the same way as the Shadow Price or the Palindrome. While I don't think it'll be a top tier boss killer, it is the only machine gun on the table right now currently capable of rolling with One for All, meaning I think it'll be great on not bosses, but pretty much everything else. Damage 3 enemies, not hard to do with a base 47 mag machine gun, by the way, and then let the extra damage fly. Pair together with Killing Wind for a quick moving machine gun, or Bottomless Grief for potentially self-refilling mag machine gun. Finally, we have Sola's Scar, the new sword that you can only get from playing Trials. I know, a sword in Trials. The irony is not lost on me. Solos will probably do well in PvP for obvious reasons, but I'd like to grab one for PvE instead. While it can roll with Vorpal weapon, which will be good for putting down chunky yellow bars, I'm kind of more interested in the fact that it'll be the only sword in the game capable of dropping with chain reaction. Pair that together with the fact that you can yeet projectiles with it, and I think it's going to be a really fun trash cleaner for PvE. Chain explosions are fun, there's no denying it. And that's it for my personal list. Did I not mention a gun you've been really enjoying for PvE or PvP? that's fine, man. We all got our own opinions. Let me know what you're using down below in the comment section and why you're loving it. Bonus points if the weapon is really easily obtainable, like Tiku's divination level easily obtainable. Anyway, hope you enjoyed this list of weapons I'm vibing on and which I think will stand out noticeably in Season 13. If you liked today's video, then let me know by clicking the like button. And as always, if you haven't done so already, hit the subscribe button. I appreciate those who do. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.